Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. And I knew this was gonna happen eventually. Um, so I have a few things I need to get off my chest. As you guys know, I've been on Twitch for 7 years, going on 8 years. And, within those times, I'll be honest, like, I made some good friends, met decent people, and you know, I've also been burnt by people, tossed aside by communities, and you know, I'll be honest, like I've tried creating content on there, and it just doesn't feel like a place I can be anymore. And I hope you understand that, this is coming from the heart. I've supported many people. I'll continue to support people over there. Like, I still enjoy Twitch as a viewer, you know, but as a streamer, a content creator, I just feel like it no longer feels like home. And this has been on my mind for a while. Like, I've been wanting to move fully over to YouTube for a while, but I just say, like, just as someone who has made friends over there, like, this got to be one of the hardest things for me. But I haven't been happy on the platform for a long time, and it was never to do with numbers or analytics or anything like that. It's just, you know, it just doesn't feel like a place where I'm just content or happy, if that makes sense. And the platform's changed. There's been a lot of changes I haven't liked for a long time, as you know. Um, there's always things messing up constantly. They add new things that's, either good or not good. And like I just like I stuck around for as long as I could, you know, thinking it was a place I wanted to be when truly it really wasn't. And I hope you understand from my heart, like, if you no longer want to support me anymore, on Twitch, like, come over the Twitch to YouTube, I just want you to know I totally understand. Like, I just had to be honest with y'all. Like, it's just, I've given everything, like, gave my heart. I've like I said, I've supported people, and there's no shade to people that love to stream on Twitch. Like, if you like the platform, there's nothing like wrong with that. Like, I've just noticed over time I've changed. I'm not the same. Like, I used to love Twitch. Like, let's just say 2018 Twitch. When things were simpler. Like, it used to seem fun over there. And then when they started adding other things like getting rid of auto hosting and all that, it just didn't feel like Twitch anymore. Or, you know, and if I'm being quite frank with you guys, my home first was Mixer. That's what felt most at home for me. And YouTube, in a lot of ways, feels a lot like Mixer, like with some of the features, the super chats, the super stickers, super thanks, and it's the closest thing that makes me feel at home. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, we all have our own journeys, we all have our own paths to follow. Like, I don't want you guys to think I didn't have fun at one point on Twitch, because I did. You know, it's just as things gradually changed, like other platforms came out, more things changed over time. like things that I quite missed, you know? It just it's just one of those things, like, I just like I think the thing I miss about content creation the most, and just hear me out, is just when people would play games together like they used to on Mixer. They would come together. And as someone who's always struggled with socialization, like as you guys know, I am autistic. Socialization's always been a struggle for me. And I've always felt like I'm doing like I just feel like I've found more success on YouTube than I have Twitch over the years, and it just it just feels pretty dang good, like something's working, like something's working out. It just something about it just feels absolutely amazing. Like as you guys know, I've never went into this caring about the money or stats or analytics or money. Like I never cared about any of that. Like I guess I just when I was younger, I always wanted to be a YouTuber. You know what I mean? And here we are, 2025. My dream has come true. I got partnered, and you know, like maybe when I was dabbling around Twitch at the time, that's when I found it fun, you know? Like but as they like I said, as soon as they started removing a lot of other things, getting rid of it, taking away what used to make it fun, especially people who throw each other under the bus, like it just that's what started making Twitch unfun. So, this is my way of saying thank you guys so much for all the years on Twitch. Um, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. And, you know, I will always support all you, like support my friends. I will not stop supporting. I'm just saying for me personally, um YouTube's the spot for me nowadays. This is where I'm most happy. This is where I love creating content. And this is just me saying, thank you for all the good years on Twitch. And I'm just moving forward, I'm just doing what makes me most happiest. And that's being here on the red platform. So, thank you guys so much for everything. And I will always be grateful. I will always still support my friends. And this is Phoenix signing out. I just had to say what was on my mind. And thank you so much for freaking everything. So see me exclusively here on YouTube going forward. All live streams, all video content gonna be right here on YouTube. I love you guys. Phoenix out.